I am LaMarsha Lewis. Let's talk. Hi, y'all. Today is December the 5th, which is a Monday, 2022. Basically, we're 20 days, y'all, away from Christmas. This year is rapidly just flying by. I want to do some commentary. I know it's been a while, so hey, welcome back to I am LaMarsha Lewis. Let's talk. What we're going to do, I guess, kind of most like a quick, brief conversation is about Alyssa Farrah Griffin, who is the newest co-host to the panel of the Ladies of the View. As we know, she did take the place that of Meghan McCain. And this became a trending topic where supposedly they were talking about a topic in a segment, and again, it became a trending topic with Alyssa and Ana. Let's listen to it, and then we're going to talk about it.
Term toxic masculinity comes up a lot these days, but women took to Reddit to talk about when they faced toxic femininity from other women, like being told to act like a lady or getting bullied by other moms. Is this something you are aware of?
Oh, wait, before we begin, let me tell you something. I think we have a legal note from the werewolves.
Oh.
No, I think it is real, though. We've come a long way in kind of critiquing some of the male practices that are not helpful and that needed to be called out. And I think that women have made a ton of progress, but we can also be each other's worst enemies. It's still the case, and I hate to say it, some of the worst bosses I've had have been women, and sometimes colleagues in the workplace who are women. And I always think of the Madeleine Albright quote.
That's what happens when you work with Kellyanne Conway.
I mean, well, I can't really get a word in without you attacking me, so I wouldn't say this is a
I haven't attacked
totally
like in 2
different.
weeks.
This isn't like a totally different environment of women supporting each other. But Madeleine Albright's always said there's a special place in hell for women who don't help and support other women. Right. And it's something I try to live by. I think that we have a duty to kind of give that back, especially for the women who come after us.
I think there's a big divide. I felt it between working moms and stay-at-home moms. There's a lot of judgment, and I think that it's based in like insecurity and judgment, jealousy, actually. But a lot of it's subtle. A lot of it's like, you're wearing that? Like, oh, that kind of stuff. But ultimately, I think, just to be a little contrarian, I think I've been supported so much by women, that I don't want to lose sight of that. Like, I was just thinking about an example. I was on the air one day, I was making fun of myself, something self-deprecating about like, oh, I'm too FAT, I don't like to say the word, or whatever. And Robin Roberts turned to me and said, don't beat yourself up like that. Don't do that. And don't do that on the air. I was like, you're right. It was just like a light bulb moment. I thought it was nice. And just to be further contrarian, I feel like there's so much more toxic masculinity that's holding women back. But I think it exists for sure.
Well,
we can't deny it.
No, and I have to say, I have to give Whoopi credit. You've been just like so supportive of all the women on this show because you've accomplished so much, and we're all coming up under you and just looking up to you. And I think I'm glad you said that because women support women more than they don't, but I think it's worth acknowledging when we are hard on each other.
Well, yeah, I think that's right. Just to be real about it, for real.
I went to an all-girls school, and that's made such a difference in my life because I went to the Sacred Heart, and those nuns instilled a sense of sisterhood. There's a sisterhood in the Sacred Heart, and there's also instilled the sense that we could do anything and be anything we wanted to be.
Right.
And but one of the things that does bother me though is I've seen women who do things like get on boards. And, there's a big announcement, the first woman on this board. And if they're a Latina woman, it bothers me even more. And then they get on there and they don't pull up other women. So I think that when, Kamala Harris always says, you can be the first, but make sure you're not the last.
Yeah.
And I think we have that responsibility in our children.
Well, if I cared what other people thought about me, I would probably have a lot of the same thoughts. But the bottom line is this. First, you got to believe. If you don't believe, it doesn't matter what else. I could be as supportive as I could, but if you don't believe you deserve it, you're not going to listen. That's the first thing. The second thing is we allow all these people, I'm not pointing to y'all, I'm just saying all these people to say to us the most horrific stuff on social media. These are people who don't know us, don't know anything about our families, don't know anything about our lives, and we believe what they say. And we put that belief in our pockets and we hold on to it. don't know who you are. They don't know anything about you. Stop buying into the BS. Please.
So, like, that was it was a 4-minute and 18-second clip of that conversation. And like I said, the subject said, is toxic femininity holding women back? And we have to be true, because here I am, I'm an African American black woman, and I know in my own race, we as women are often our worst enemy. And obviously it just regardless, woman to woman, we can be our own worst enemy, and regardless of the race and all of that. But what I want to talk about is is Alyssa Farrah Griffin. As we know, she worked in the Trump administration. She went in the last year, the 4th year. So this is after as Sonny often has pointed out, you knew who he was and all the things he had done, and you made the choice to go and be a part of his administration after the first impeachment, after he had called people Mexican and racist, and there was fine people on both sides with the Charlottesville and all of that. She knew the man. But now let me give a disclosure in regards to Alyssa Farrah Griffin. Her father is also, I think his name is Joseph Griffin, if I make no mistake. He too was one of those like Trump that constantly had the birthday issue in regards to President Obama. So her dad's a racist, and it's my belief, as I've heard other bloggers say, they also believe that Alyssa to be, because the apple don't fall far from the tree. She and her father supposedly don't have a relationship because he's supporting Trump. He's more of a Trump supporter than his own, care more about Trump than his daughter. So Alyssa thinks people just gonna sit and give her a pass when she worked in the Trump administration. She also was out there supporting his big lie. And as Kellyanne told us when she had came and did the interview, when she had came back, Alyssa, I don't know if you've seen the light or just seen your names in light. I still go with the latter. Is she seen her name in light? Not that she's necessarily seen, because I'm not buying Alyssa's BS, and neither is Ana, neither is Sonny. That's why at every opportunity, when needed, they do hold her accountable. They call her out, and she doesn't like it. So if you're going to sit on that panel, you need to, have some tough skin, because it comes with the territory. And why do you think you get a pass? Because no one wants to forget that you supported the twice impeached, one-term criminal who incited an insurrection on our democracy, where people died January the 6th, 2021. You will be held accountable. So she made the statement. Let me play this again. She made the statement to Ana, well, you attacking me. And Ana wasn't attacking her. Let's just be real there. Here we go. Let's see if I can play this.
Some of the worst bosses I've had have been women, and
That's
sometimes
24
colleagues
seconds.
in the workplace who are women. And I always think of the Madeline Albright quote.
That's what happens when you work with Kellyanne Conway.
I mean, well, I can't really get a word in without you attacking me, so I wouldn't say this is totally different.
So she gonna say, I really can't wait, because Ana made this statement where that's what happens when you work with Kellyanne Conway, and then Alyssa's gonna say, well, I really can't get a word in without you attacking me. Honey, first of all, Ana hadn't attacked you yet. Because she calls you out and call you out on your BS, call you and holding you accountable. That's not attacking you. You obviously don't know what attacking means, Alyssa. You attacking me. And then I guess she thought she was doing something when trying to involve Whoopi in the conversation. Like that was supposed to, like, girl, really? She and again, if you don't have tough skin, if you can't handle what comes with that job and sitting in that seat, as many has said, like the person, your predecessor, she wasn't deserving of that seat because she was not qualified, and neither are you, Alyssa Farrah Griffin. Let that be known. many of us are still trying to understand, why would Miss Kim and Brian Tedder, Kim Godwin, Brian Tedder, give you that seat of all people when we had people like Tara Selfman, her been there for years, and was a conservative until she took a stand against the Republican Party because no one held Trump accountable. I mean, here we are. You were a part of that administration. Like I said, and there was time you were going out there on TV talking about the big lie. I remember when you had first got the job and you was doing your little various interviews, and like when they had mentioned that Hillary Clinton was going to be on the show. Well, I want to kind of still grill her about her emails. You see what I'm saying? Then I remember one time somebody was on, it was on a Friday, and she gave that little jab to Whoopi. Well, I can talk about polls now because when Whoopi here, I can't talk. I mean, you have not changed your stripes. You're doing the pretense, but those that know, you haven't changed. And it's on and you're showing that, and it's only a matter of time before that continues to show. But now, yeah, women don't always have one another's back. Some are more like you, just so ambitious about themselves that no, they don't have their sisters back, their fellow colleagues back. But why would you expect for someone to have your back when you, again, was a representation for the twice impeached, one term guy, 45, that incited an insurrection? Make it make sense, Alyssa. No. She gonna say, what was this? Ana said, that's what happens when you work with Kellyanne Conway. And then Alyssa, well, I can't really get a word out without you attacking me. Ana responded back, I haven't attacked you in 2 weeks. And she gonna say, supporting each other. Mention some quote from Madeline. I always say there's a special place in hell for women who don't help and support other women. Well, honey, guess what? Your place is reserved. You want to know why? The Trump administration. Your place is reserved since you took it there. That there's a special place in hell reserved for women who don't. Madeline Albright always said there's a special place in hell for women who don't and support other women. Alyssa, your seat is in hell. I didn't say it, you did. I'm just repeating what you said. Because you want to pass for being complicit. And all of a sudden, you've had this grand awakening. And now you're calling out, supposedly, the former guy. But that's because you needed a job. You knew that his tenure was over. He lost the 2020 election. It was over. And if Fox News would have chose you over Kayleigh McEnany, you would still be supporting, most likely, your former boss. But because you had to switch plays, now you're doing your little commentary every now and then with CNN. By her, CNN is doing some layoffs and cutbacks and things of that nature. So it's been basically kind of alleged that she may be one of the ones that will no longer continue being a contributor to CNNs because they're doing cutbacks and things of that nature. But you do not get a pass when you made the choice to go and work for that vile, evil, racist man, and you served the entire term until the election was over. Supposedly you resigned. As Kelly said, she resigned way before. You resigned like sometime in December. But again, you was there basically from the time you started with him until the ending of the administration. And then you were still, again, back as I think I've read, is back around January, February, after January 6th is when the insurrection took place. Even in February, you still somewhat supporting that. You have not changed your stripes. You have not saw the light. You're just trying to revamp yourself. But when you've shown us, as the phenomenal late Maya Angelou said, when someone shows you who they are, you believe them, and you believe them the first time. And see, that's where Ana Navarro stands. That's where Sunny Hostin stands. You have, although Sunny seems to, I've heard her say, my friend, and I think Joy likes you. But Ana and Sunny are holding you accountable, and that's what they should do. And if you can't stand the heat, get out the kitchen. Get out the kitchen. And if you think you've been attacked now, and you call yourself, I guess, trying, and I see a lot of people out there, well, Alyssa's standing up for herself, or I don't, I'm not a Republican, but at least she standing up for herself? Really? Is that how most simple-minded people think? My thing is, this woman will not get a pass, and I don't like the fact that Miss Kim and Brian gave her this job, as many have said that she's not qualified for. And then you supported Trump? Really? That's the main reason. She, as many times as Sonny has mentioned, but you was there after all of these things. And you remained there. It wasn't until the end had came and you had realized, well, I got to try and find a job. This is over. And now you want us to think you really changed and you don't like the man and you hate the man and he's so this. You're two of the same kind when it's all said and done. At the end of the day, you're two of the same kind. So if you think Anna's attacking you, you ain't seen nothing yet, dear. I'm LaMarsha Lewis.